the Real Lifestyle Morning Show. You're watching LRTV Media Network. I'm glad to have you here. We got a great show planned for today. We're going to be talking about all sorts of things. So keep it locked right here on LRTV Media Network. What's up, y'all? I hope you guys are having a great day. Happy Monday. It is April. I cannot believe it's already April, y'all. And first of all, let me just say it's Aries season, okay? It's Aries season, and I am like, it's my birthday. I'm an Aries, of course. So of course, I'm going to say Aries are the best, which we really are. It's not like a lie. Nobody else seems to believe it. Y'all be wanting to hate on Aries all the time, but I know that we are the best. It's Aries season. My birthday is this Saturday coming up, and I'm so excited. We don't got to talk about how old I am. That's irrelevant. But, you know, it's always a great time for your birthday to celebrate your birthday, you know, another year of blessings, happiness, and, you know, all of these great things. So, you know, I'm excited. I'm excited because I got great things happening. This is the Real Life Podcast Season 3, and I want to say thank you to YBE Inc. and the YBE Club for inviting me and LRTV Media Network in here to collab with them. We are now located at the YBE Club, so we are going to be collaborating this year, doing some great things, really trying to just come together and build a network for the city and for the community to do some really great things, because we got so many people here doing amazing things. And like at the end of the day, I almost gave up on this. I'm not going to lie to y'all, because things, as an entrepreneur, as you know, things get tough. And you know, when you're a single parent like I am, I know that there's lots of men and women out there who are working jobs. They're building businesses. They got kids. They got families. If you got a wife or a husband, I don't even have a husband, but, you know, I can only imagine how much more, you know, that just is more responsibility. So we have a lot of responsibilities. We have a lot of demands on us. And sometimes it's so easy to just be like, you know what, man, I don't want to do this no more. This is just too much. I can't handle this. You know what? I'm just going to go get me a job. I'm going to pay these bills, and I'm calling it a day. And that's about almost where I was at. I had just gotten my real estate license, but let me tell you what I'm learning about the real estate business and the real estate industry. The more I learn and the more I train and the more I get equipped for my business there, the more I realize how similar it is to the business I already had, which is LRTV and this media business and podcasting and media production and all of these things that I love to do. At the end of the day, I could go get a job. I mean, I have a degree. I could work in an office all day and just, you know, get paid and just like do that. And hey, I'm not saying nothing against that, because I also have office jobs. Shout out to Preston Holmes, still work for them too, you know? So it's nothing wrong with having a job and working for someone, but it's very important to know what your passion and desire is and what your purpose is in life. And if you don't know what your purpose is, and then that means you're obviously not, you know, working towards it or pursuing it or anything. So but it took me a long time to really understand and really like realize what is my purpose. And so, you know, it's important to really try to figure that out, to hone in, to get close to God. You know, I'm going to talk about God a lot because I am God's child and I love God and God takes care of me. And it's important for you to like really take the time to tune in and really like tap in with God, because it's really a lot more simple than we make it a lot of times. Like, we bring so much stress on ourselves and so much pressure and so much havoc on ourselves, because at the end of the day, we be all over the place. We be inconsistent. We be, you know, allowing our mental health challenges or our financial challenges or our challenges in family or whatever we're dealing with. We allow that to overpower our greatness, our potential, our purpose. And then you're stuck wondering like, God, what am I doing? Like, even if you do end up with a good job and you're making money, you might get to a point where you're making money and you're just like, you're miserable. You're like, what in the world? Like, I'm not happy. Like, I'm working this job. Or you might have chosen a business that really wasn't your passion, and you're building a business and you're trying to figure out like, why am I going every day miserable to build this business? And so at the end of the day, I think it's very important to tap into exactly what your purpose is and what do you want to do with your life, because it's not just about working and getting a paycheck and building someone else's dream. It's about working and getting a paycheck, but also while you're doing that, building your own dream as well, because it takes many, many years to have a successful business. So, this is my third season of the Real Lifestyle Podcast. This is about my third year having a business. And now I have two businesses. I now have LRTV Media, and I now have LR Realty, which is my real estate brand. So I am teamed up with the Realty Group and EXP, but those are like my parent, but I have to have my own brand. You have to have your own brand. You have to have your own purpose. You have to have your own why. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very important to be able to tap into that and figure out, what is my purpose? What is my why? What do I want to do to make an impact in not only my community, but in the world, because I don't just want to make an impact in these streets. I don't want to just make an impact in my community, in my city. I want to make an impact in Ohio. I want to make an impact in the United States of America. I want to make an impact in the world. So I had to like really take a moment and step back and like really, I've been in therapy. I've done some extreme group therapies. I've done a lot. Like, man, it's been a lot going on. And like I said, I'm going to dive in deeper into things like that about my life on my next podcast, which is The Gift and the Curse, because that podcast is going to be about me talking about the good, bad, and ugly of my life. I have so many other things that people don't know about me that I don't put out there on social media for good reasons. You know what I mean? But I want to be able to talk about these things and tell my story, because my story is going to save someone one day. My story is going to save some young women one day, possibly from going through the things that I've had to go through or experiencing some of the things that I've had to experience. And if I don't tell my story, if I don't put it out there and I don't do what God has put me here to do, it's not going to get done. So, I have been working relentlessly behind the scenes. I haven't posted a lot on social media. If you follow me and you pay attention and you watch my shows and stuff, I had many people. I had a lot of y'all, and I want to say this: I appreciate each and every one of you who reached out to me during my absence and who was like wondering, like, where are you at? What are you doing? What's up with the podcast? What's up with the show? That is what propelled me to get back to where I needed to be. And, God works through people. He uses people to put us in position and to allow us to do our purposes. And there are times when we start to fall, we start to get discouraged, and we start to feel like, why am I even doing this? Like, what am I doing? But, God will send you good people in your life who will constantly remind you, who will constantly support you, lift you up. And I've been very blessed to encounter people who have been in my life and held me down, man. I got a great support system. I got a great small circle of friends and, family. And I'm thankful for that, because not everybody has that. And so, I want to say shout out, first of all, to my girl, Tiaja Good, Miss Perfect. And also she has Miss Green Butter. Those are her businesses. And we're going to be getting her in here very soon for an interview. And also want to say shout out to my boy, Magic Wand. They were definitely a part of the show, and they're still a part of this family here at LRTV, but they just got a lot going on with their businesses and their brands. And, they're making it do what it do. They're doing major things. So that's why you don't see them on this season, but them are still my people, and I love them to death. So they're going to come stop in and guest co-host with me sometimes. And we're going to keep this party rolling. So I appreciate everybody who has been there for me. I want to say shout out to my boy, J. Cole. He's definitely been pivotal with me, learning a lot of the production side of things and learning how to set things up. He's been there for me when I've called and, said, hey, I need help with this. I need help with that. So I want to say shout out to him too, because, it takes a lot to be able to put together, a production like this. And it takes work, and it takes, you got to do your research. You got to be willing to sit down and work on things and practice, troubleshoot, get frustrated a few times. Because I'm telling you, I've cussed out this material. I mean, I've cussed out this equipment several times. But, it gets frustrating when you're trying to work on something, you're trying to build something, and you just can't get it to like go. So I want to say shout out to everybody that has looked out for me. And also, I have a show right now on WAKT radio station, 106.1 FM. Shout out to WAKT for giving me the platform to have a radio show. I enjoy that. Shout out to my boy DJ Reese, who produces that show for me every week. We've been doing some things over there, and they got great things going on. So I just really appreciate everybody who's been in my corner, who has supported me, and, who just looks out and always encourages me to stay with it, because sometimes I get discouraged. So, we talk about like consistency, because, people love to talk about like, being consistent, and like, oh, people are always so inconsistent and this and that. And that is true. People can be very inconsistent, and it can be very frustrating. But I think that what people really need to understand, I think what we all need to understand is that we have to give people grace, like God gives us grace. People go through things. You never know what someone is dealing with. You never know what type of mental health challenges people are dealing with. You never know what type of, learning disabilities people are dealing with. You never know what type of, just emotional things that are going on with them. And those types of things can cause people to be inconsistent. Now, yes, some people are just lazy. Okay, let's just call it like it is. Some people are just lazy, and let's call it like it is. Sometimes we, as individuals, all have our lazy moments, right? But it's a difference between being lazy and just not making it happen, and being inconsistent. Sometimes you could be inconsistent because you're just working out of fear, and you're letting the devil win, and you're letting those voices in your head, that are telling you you're not good enough, and you're not knowledgeable enough, and you're not, popular enough, and nobody's going to listen, nobody's going to watch, nobody cares. All those voices that you're telling yourself, all those negative thoughts that you tell yourself on a daily basis, that's just talk from the devil. And sometimes we let those thoughts and those words overpower God's promises on our life. And so it's like, we just be like, oh man, I don't got the money right now, I don't got this, I don't got that. And really, all the while, you be having everything you really need for what you got to do. Because God's not going to put something on us that we can't bear, and God's not going to have us do something that we just can't do. So if God has put a promise on your life and told you, I want you to do this, you need to do this, very likely he's giving you the resources to do it, the people to do it, or, just everything you need. So a lot of times we are just overlooking the things that we already have because we're looking for more. Oh, I want this. You might have 10 people watching who are dedicated, loyal viewers, but you're so worried about the people who aren't watching that you're like, oh, nobody's watching me. And those 10 people are like, well, dang, I'm watching. So, we got to be careful about that. But we also have to be careful about just always judging people and, oh, people are inconsistent. People, I don't want to work with this person because of this. I don't want, you have to give people grace sometimes, and that's just what it is. But on the flip side of that, I will say we as a people have to stop being so inconsistent, and we do have to stop having our lazy moments, or letting the devil win and letting those negative thoughts win. You have to constantly and consistently operate in faith and favor, and make sure that you're walking in purpose every day of your life, every day that you wake up. Because if you're not, then what are we doing? What are we doing here? So I just decided, like, you know what, I gotta bring my podcast back. And I want to say shout out to my boy Carter. I want to say shout out to YB Inc. because he hit me up and he's like, I'm interested in doing my own podcast as well. And like, what's up with the podcast studio and blah, blah, blah. So that was what really lit a fire under me. And then other people were hitting me up too. So shout out to my girl, Marissa Millian, man. She, that's my girl. We've done a show together. She has a show over there on WAKT as well. Small Talk with Marissa Millian. It comes on Tuesdays at 4. So make sure you guys check that out on 106.1. But yeah, she, was telling me like, man, just don't let it go what you're doing, because it's such a great thing. And there's so many of us who are out here really trying to get, we're trying to get our shows syndicated, and we yes, we're doing this for free now, but we eventually want to make money off of it. So, the goal is to just keep going, don't stop. So she even at one point was like, giving me ideas for different stuff. And like I said, sometimes discouragement can have you down. So, but I appreciate all the people who love me, who believe in me, who believe in LRTV, and who constantly, stay in my ear and tell me, like, remind me of who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing, because I need you guys. I need those gentle reminders sometimes. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys. But lately, I want to talk about what's been going on, because there's so much going on in the headlines. First of all, it's April 8th today, and let me tell y'all, let's talk about this weather. It's such beautiful weather, and leading up to my birthday this weekend, so I'm so happy about that. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of salty. I wish I was gonna be out of the country somewhere, but that hasn't been in the cards for me in the last couple of years, because I am building a business, raising kids, and doing all those great things. So you can't always have fun. Sometimes you gotta miss out on the fun, and you got to get that work done so that you can have fun later. And so my birthday's coming up. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be like in the 60s and stuff all week long, and it's going to be nice and sunny. So I'm happy about that. And I also want you guys to know that my daughter is going to be graduating this year, next month on May 21st. I cannot believe that is next month already. Like, I remember when the school year first started, and I was like, okay, I got all year and blah, blah, blah. And now it's just like, oh my God, it's just coming up on me so quick. But yes, shout out to my baby girl. She is graduating on May 21st. Shout out to all the seniors, all class of 2024. Man, you guys made it. You're there. You're at the finish line, and you're about to walk into real adulthood in real life. And I remember those moments. I remember that stage of my life. It was an amazing time. So shout out to all the seniors. Also, shout out to all the college graduates. It's graduation season period in general. So you might be graduating from college. You might have just went back. And let me tell you, it's never too late to go to school and get a degree. Some people feel like having a degree is unnecessary. It's just a waste of money. But I myself have a degree, and I do not regret my college experience. I'm so happy I was able to have that college experience and be able to go to school and meet all those people and have those great opportunities and learn the things that I learned. So much of the stuff that I know, I learned in college. And so many of the experiences that I gained were from college. Or because of my degree. So I don't think that it's stupid to go to college and have a degree. I don't think that college is for everyone. So it's very important that you know and understand, like, hey, is this for me? I definitely highly suggest people to kind of like take some classes at a community college and stuff before just jumping into a university, so that you can really see if that is the life that you want. But it's never too late. So shout out to all the graduates, man. It's that season. Prom season is upon us. And I'm seeing all the kids going to prom. And I was so sad because my daughter didn't want to do homecoming this year. She didn't want to do prom. We didn't get to do any of that. And I was upset. I'm like, girl, I want to do that. But, thinking about how much money this is costing, because these kids nowadays with these prom situations, I mean, they are spending a lot of money. I'm like, what are their parents doing? Like, clearly I've been doing something wrong, because there's a lot of money being spent on prom and prom alone. And I'm just like, I'm about going crazy just paying for this graduation and party and stuff. So I don't know how you guys do it, but man, kudos to you guys, because you guys are sending your kids out, man, going all out. And I love this time of the year when you can see all the kids going to prom, posting their pictures, and then graduation is shortly after that. It's just a great time. And now this year is me and my baby's year. And this is my firstborn. So this is my first child that I'll be, going through a high school graduation and sending her off to college. And it's just been a really emotional year for us. So yeah, anyway, but yeah, shout out to all the graduates. And I think that it's amazing the things that are going on within the school systems. Like, I know TPS is building like a site over there at Rogers where the kids will be able to get their CDL while they're in school. I know over at Scott, they got the cosmetology program. There's just so many amazing programs now for the young kids, so that they can even take a trade up. Like if college isn't your thing and you want to just get a trade, And so that is like something that I want to offer. We're working on building like some sort of program with LRTV so that we can offer a media program, so that, if you want to just get a trade in media, you can do that. So I just want to say shout out to everybody who's doing major things right now, because it's just so much going on in our city and in the community of Toledo, and it's a great place to be right now. And I remember when I used to hate living in Toledo, and now here I am after all these years. I've moved away. I've been in LA. I've been in Atlanta. I've been in Phoenix. And not to say that I won't ever move again. I definitely will be moving again. But I love my city, and this will always be home. This will always be my home front, even if I do have another home somewhere else. I love my city. So shout out to everybody that's doing amazing things here in the city. Today, like I said, is April 8th. So it's the solar eclipse is happening today, you guys. Oh my gosh. And this solar eclipse stuff is like, first of all, somebody said that it got canceled and that it got postponed or something. I'm like, how is a solar eclipse going to be canceled or postponed? Like it happens at a rare moment. Like nobody can control that. Like either you see it or you don't. Like you can't cancel it. So I don't know, but somebody had said something about that, but I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right at all. But the solar eclipse is happening, and shout out to Alexis Means at 13 ABC, man, because she be on it. She be doing her thing with the info. She always gives us great info. And I was looking on Facebook and on her page, and she had said she had given some good information about the solar eclipse. I know that it's going to be happening today in Toledo between 3:11 and like 3:18, I think is what she said. And so you can see that or witness that from somewhere in the city. They even have a map. If you go online to like nasa.com, it's like showing the like it's kind of like live footage of like what's happening and in real time, what's going on. And so, go over to nasa.com if you want like all the details and all of the, times and places and locations, but it's definitely going on today. And Alexis Means had posted on 13 ABC that is going to be going on we will see it here in Toledo between 3:11 and like 3:18, I think it said. So make sure you guys got your glasses, especially if you're out there with the kids. Make sure you have your glasses so you can see it. I'm definitely want to check it out. So I'm going to get my kids and get some glasses and get out there and check out that solar eclipse. Now, I'm wondering, can you take video while this is going on? Like, is that going to mess up my camera? Is that going to mess up my eye? Well, I guess it won't mess up my eyes because I can have the glasses on. But I'm just wondering, like, can you record this? Like, how does this work? So, I guess you can, right? Because that's why they have footage of stuff now from the past. So the solar eclipse, that's happening tonight. And I actually had brought up some stuff because I wanted to see I wanted to explain exactly what is happening somewhat. I don't really know. Hey, I'm no solar eclipse expert, but I know that there's like a reason why this happens. And there's some nice graphics going on. There's live updates. Like I said, a lot of the news stations are covering live updates. And so let me give you guys some information about what's going on with this solar eclipse. So I'm getting my information from Google, okay, just so you know. But there's all type of different communities that are getting ready for this solar eclipse today, and I think people all over look for it. But what it says on Google is that a total solar eclipse is taking place on Monday, April 8th, 2024. It's going to be visible across North America and dubbed the Great North American Eclipse by a lot of media outlets. I don't know why it's being called the Great North American Eclipse, but that's what they're calling it. And what happens is when a solar eclipse happens, it's when the moon passes between the earth and the sun. So it obscures the image of the sun for people who are on earth. So basically, let me say that one more time. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the earth and the sun, and it therefore blocks the sun from our vision, people who are here on earth. And so at that point in time, you will see like a darkness occur. So let's see. It says, where's the best place to see this? The best place in the U.S. to see the total eclipse is in Texas, actually. They're saying this year that Texas is considered one of the best places to witness the total eclipse, and that it will happen for about 4 minutes. So I am actually going to go and find my girl Alexis Means on Facebook because I want to see what she said. because that's my girl. Oh, she's out there with her shades on and everything. She doing her thing. So it's going to go on. Okay, so our girl Alexis Means says that the solar eclipse is happening between 3:11 p.m. and 3:15 p.m. Don't be late and wear your solar sunglasses. And so she's got a shout out to Alexis Means, man. She's on there with her with her glasses. Man, I love her. Yeah, so if you want to see it, get outside, find you a good if you want to see it, get outside, find you a good be certain places, and we can act certain ways, and we can do this and can't do. And you know, we've been oppressed. The female race has been oppressed for so long. The game, but I heard everybody talking about it. I saw social media going crazy, and I know that it was a really, really good game. So let's see. I'm gonna go and see who won. Okay, so yeah, shout out to South Carolina, man. They're doing their thing, and they was definitely doing their thing when our girl Zaya Cook was there, and that's why she went pro. So they're still doing their thing, and shout out to them, man. They beat Iowa 87-75, and from what I hear, they was actually down like 10, and they came back and had a good comeback, and they took the game 87-75. So they took the championship, man, NCAA tournament, and they did their thing. So shout out to them, man. Congratulations. That's amazing. And like I said, I'm so glad that they're now finally giving women the credit in the love and the encouragement, and you know, in the media. You know, the media is like talking about them and giving them good coverage, and it's just a great thing to see for our women players. So like, I'm happy about that. So shout out to all of the everybody who played in the tournaments and everybody who was playing in March Madness, men and women. Y'all did your things. It's so exciting to watch that. And see the camaraderie, but also like the you know, because the women, they were going back and forth. You know, there was a whole lot. Angel Reese had gotten into it with a coach, and I mean, you know, the girls go back and forth, and they have all the, you know, and it could get real messy. It could get real dramatic at the same time, but it's also you know, a great game. But you know, it's funny because they make this big deal out of it, like when women do it, like when women trash talk each other, or you know, have, you know, they're like having their back and forths on the court and whatever. It becomes like this big, you know, sensationalized thing. But when men do it, it's ordinary. It's like, that's just what they do in a sport, right? So I don't know. People got to stop making such a big deal about every time when a woman does something. It's got to be like, oh, we're divas, or we're, you know, out of control, or we're, you know, whatever. You know, it's like, if men do it, no one cares. So, you know, I don't know. But shout out to all of the players, you know, who did their thing during March Madness and took them championships, man. It's a great thing to see. I love to see it. So other news that's going on right now, of course, we know, like Diddy, man. Whew, Jesus, this stuff that's going on with Diddy is crazy. And it just seems to keep getting worse and worse and worse. And, you know, first of all, we know that Cassie came out. She had a case against him, and that settled within 24 hours. She got lots of money for that. And then she also signed an NDA saying that she couldn't speak on, you know, on the situation anymore. But now sources are saying that she's actually being asked to cooperate with the feds. So now that this has become a federal investigation, and we all saw last week when the feds raided 2 homes of P. Diddy. He had a home in Miami and a home out in LA, and both of those homes were raided. And we saw the excessive force that was used on his children. Now, I personally am like, man, that was some BS, because listen, if the man is wrong and he's a pedophile and he's done all these evil things that people are saying he's done, then if that is true, and if he is found guilty, then yes, he should be punished. But why are his children being yanked out of the house with guns to their heads, hands behind their back, put in cuffs? Why is this happening? Like, what did they do wrong? Why are they being subjected to that type of treatment and behavior when it's not them? It's not their fault. They're children. Like, it's crazy. But that situation happened, and of course, you know, social media had a field day with that one, because people were all over the place with it. They're like, well, how come, you know, when these white men got, you know, arrested, you know, Harvey Weinstein and other people like that, they didn't have that sort of excessive force going on at that, at their homes. And then you have the other side of people that are saying, well, Harvey Weinstein, he was old, he doesn't have kids. So obviously there probably weren't any children on his premises when the raids happened or whatever. But it's a lot going on, man. It's getting real messy. And now there's even talks about, Jay-Z being implicated in these things. They've said that T.D. Jakes is implicated in this. I mean, and these are some of the things that Cat Williams had talked about on Shannon Sharp's podcast when he was on that podcast. And he told Shannon Sharp, he was outing all types of people. He said 2024, man, people are going down. Like, it's going to be all type of stuff exposed. And so, now it's happening. It's happening in real time. And there's another gentleman that came out and after Cassie's story and basically accusing Diddy and people of sexual trafficking and rape and things like that. So other people are now being implicated, such as Young Miami and another model named there's another model named Jade Ramey. So Jade Ramey and Young Miami are now being implicated, saying that, these are prostitutes that work for him. And, this is just like basically like one big prostitution ring. And, oh man, it's just getting real messy. It's getting real messy. It's getting crazy. I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to really it's difficult on what to think about the situation, because you're like, man, like you see what happened with R. Kelly and you heard about these stories and you're like, we know what goes on in the entertainment industry. But it's like, we don't really know. Like, nobody knows what happened and what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know if people were willing in the moment and then, like, maybe they got embarrassed after the fact, or they didn't make the money that they thought they were going to make, or they didn't get the fame that they thought they were going to get. And then they decide, okay, now I want to go, pursue a case against someone so I can get money. Now, that sort of stuff to me is just wrong. I mean, you shouldn't be able to, like, benefit off of someone's fame and benefit off someone's name and likeness and livelihood and say, okay, I'm willing to accept this sort of behavior and accept this sort of treatment. And then just decide, okay, I'm not feeling this no more. I don't want to do it no more. Like, and then, go sue somebody. But on the flip side, if he has done all of the horrible things that they're accusing him of, then I mean, yes, I do believe that, someone who does those sorts of things should be reprimanded and should definitely have to do their time. But nobody knows but the people who were in those parties, in them places. And I feel like, there wouldn't a whole lot more people be coming forward if it was really true. Like, I don't know, but you just never know. I mean, I'm not going to discount anybody's story, because you don't know what happens behind the scenes. You don't know what goes on. If these people are coming out saying that this happened to them, it could have very well happened to them. So if it did, what goes on in the dark is going to always come to light, and that's for sure. So somebody's going to have to pay if some things happen that shouldn't have went on. So I'm definitely going to be, keeping everybody posted on what happens with that, because I'm going to follow that story. I'm going to follow the story and see what's going on. But I don't know. One person who's been basically defending Diddy a lot is Stevie J. We all know Stevie J from Love and Hip Hop, and him and Diddy was very close back in the day when he did a lot of music with Diddy and Biggie and all of them. And he's standing by Diddy's side, and he's posting, videos of Diddy's 50th birthday party, saying like, this is what a real Diddy party looks like. And he's basically saying, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And he's basically defending Diddy, and actually I feel like that's the only person I've seen come out and defend him. But of course, Diddy is sticking to his plea of innocent. He's saying that he has not done any of these horrible things that people are accusing him of. And he is going to fight for his name, his family, and his legacy. And, hey, as he should. If you are innocent and you did not do these things, then you absolutely should fight for your innocence, fight for your family, and fight for your name and legacy. But, it's crazy to see these things happen, because all of these sort of things have been happening. They just even came out with that new that new documentary called Quiet on the Set about all the kids that were, grew up on TV and Nickelodeon, and supposedly, all these executives and people who worked for Nickelodeon were exploiting kids and molesting them and, just doing, god awful things. And so that has become a thing, and some of these former child stars are speaking out about it, and they're talking about it. So, and then of course, we have the whole Me Too movement that started several years ago, where all these women are coming forward. Bill Cosby has, been charged. R. Kelly's been charged. It's crazy what's going on. So I don't know. I'm going to be following all these stories and keeping you guys posted on everything, because it can be a lot. But for right now, I want to give you guys a little bit of a treat. Like I said, I got my girl Gemini Chachi, who's going to be coming in on Wednesday. Next episode, she's going to be coming in. She's working on some major things in the hip hop right now with her music, and I'm so proud of her because I've seen her. We interviewed her on the Rise and Grind Morning Show a few years ago with our boy Walter Ray, and she was just kind of getting started and doing some things, and now she has really taken off. And it's really dope to see where she's at and, what's going on with that. So, shout out to you, Gemini Chachi, man. You're doing your thing. But right now, we're going to go ahead and go to her video. This is a new video that she has out right now. She did her thing with this one. She's been on fire. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, so shout out to our girl Mariah and the other young lady that was in that video. I believe her name is Tierra. They was featured in that video. Y'all all look beautiful. You guys all look lovely doing your thing in this video. So I'm gonna let you guys see it right now. This video is Gemini Chachi. Oh yeah.
Does not know.
Well, guys, I guess we can get our stuff there.
Turn me up, Kevo.
Look, that's that nigga is SSN. Jeans tight like it's FNN. Bag on like this 40-inch weed. Bought it once, I bought again. Man, I told these hoes catch up. Even though I always be one up. One box with a bitch getting too much bread. Laying shit down if she run up. I can't relate, these bitches be hating. Can't do fake ass conversations. I'm a real bitch by definition. Don't compare me, that shit degrading. Don't come out my man, told her we made it. God had a plan, I stayed down and waited. I tell a nigga to talk to me now. You ain't talk about bands, the fuck what you saying? Woo, yeah, 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 I'm going Chachi on Chachi. I got the Mike Jones flex, they ain't want me to end, now they all in my body. My mama's on go, who gon' stop me? Man, you hoes don't want like a lobby. Crackheads like Winnie and Bobby. It ain't giving, get a new hobby. Y'all be capping, saying y'all self-made. I blow your spot like a 12 gauge. Come fuck with me that I'm fucking back. I'm running through you bitches, whore face. Okay, okay, hand me the books, I run on state. Everything good from the back to the weight. Eat a right bitch, putting hoes on plates. I'm conceited for a reason, I'm a cocky bitch, can't help it. I love when I go places exotic and I can't spell it. They fight for my attention, to this and this giving desperate. The city on my back, I deliver what they expected. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Big motherfucking Chachi, y'all know what the fuck going on. The hardest of my city, and I mean that. Come see about me.
Bring this up.
Bring it all up, boo. You know what? It don't even matter. Here you go. Keep the change.
Shine.
Period. Yes. Drop a bomb. For my girl, man. Hey, that was hot. She doing her thing in the city, man. Shout out to her. We're going to have her in here on the next episode on Wednesday. So make sure you guys tune back in on Wednesday. We're going to be having a podcast every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. to 12. So I expect to see you guys back here right at LRTV Media Network and YBE Inc. Shout out to YBE, Young Black Entrepreneurs. Man, we doing our thing. Like I said, the season is dedicated to all the entrepreneurs. We want to get you guys in here. We want to get you on the podcast. And if you're looking to rent this space and rent this producer, hey, make sure you hit me up. You can have your own podcast right here on LRTV Media Network at the YBE Club. So make sure you guys hit us up. Let us know what you're trying to do because we love to collab and we want to collab with you. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. That's all I have for you today. Man, it's been a great show. I'm going to get out here in the sun, go get me some glasses so I can watch the solar eclipse in a little bit. So make sure you guys get your glasses if you don't already have them. Be out there at 3:11 to get the solar eclipse, to see the solar eclipse. And then I'm going to check back in with you guys on Wednesday. So make sure you tune in on Wednesday, LRTV Media at 11 a.m. with our girl Chachi. It's going to be a great show. And until next time, mwah.